Alright, hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're doing Survival World episode 65, where I really need to light up the top, so I will. Okay, so basically we're making a sword system that really is just gotta be done. Like, this has been really necessary for months, years. Literally, since I've started this world, I've needed this, and yes, technically speaking, it's not complete, but whatever. Screw that, you know. XD. So what I just want to mention is, first off, I had a thought, and I know it's gonna sound stupid, but like, I realized something. YouTubers can make mistakes, which sounds stupid, especially the fact that like I watch YouTube all the time, so I should know this. But I don't know why. I just randomly thought, oh wow. So I was editing a video. I'm not gonna explain exactly which one, just so that people don't like watch it and then start laughing at me for thinking, yeah, okay, stuff like that. Okay, anyway, basically, I don't know. I was watching it and I realized I made a mistake. I was like, oh, okay, I made a mistake. Well, that's not the biggest deal, right? Like, okay, mistakes, they're not the worst. But okay, they're annoying. And then I realized, wait a second. What if someone else copies that mistake and thinks it's correct? Because I was doing a video where it's kind of like a, hey, this is what I'm doing, and it would be helpful if someone watched it. Like, if someone watched it, they would get advice out of it. But of course, I messed up, and I was screaming, I was acting weird, and I realized, well, YouTubers don't have to be perfect as well. Those are big things, and then I realized why. Why did I even think that they had to? And then I realized, oh, it's just how YouTube is, apparently. I don't know. It's just a random thought. Anyway, one of the thoughts I really want to just talk about, because it just matters that much, is which season is the best. Because I remember, well, actually I can't say that, but I will. I made a video saying, oh yeah, you can't space, you don't have to space out the chest, right? Well, it's gonna be easier because I don't know, it just will. Come on. Okay. So, one of my thoughts is which season, you know, winter, spring, fall, and all that stuff, is the best. And I know that sounds stupid, but, like, this is something that you probably remember, like, when I started the episode where I started the village, I actually made a video on this topic. Not exactly this topic, a related one, where it's like, oh, I'm trying to think now, oh, great. Oh, it was like something like, hey, which is hot or cold better? And the reason why that's related is because, you know, it's just kind of like the seasons bring the weather, right? So what the thoughts is which one is actually the best? Because truly speaking, I really think this is something I really think needs to be answered. Because I know it's gonna be weird, because especially that I'm not old enough, technically speaking, to own a house, which is gonna sound, yes, I know it sounds ridiculous. A house? Seriously, that's what you're thinking of? Well, okay, here's the thing. Obviously, the whole point of being a kid is to learn, and the whole point of growing up is that you live and have a house, and you get a job, and you have money. That's not the whole point, but that's a big portion, especially just around the world. You want money. That's basically the point. But you also want a house. You don't have to have one. You don't have to have money. You could steal. But the point is, like, yes, okay, I'm not gonna, that's not really my point to prove that wrong, but I'm just saying that is a statement I will make. And is that an Enderman? Oh, he teleported away. Dang it. Oh, that's a lot of cows. Didn't even think about that. Okay. So, the real thing I really want to just mention is like, hey, what if when I get my house, because I want a house when I grow older, right? Yes. There is nothing that's telling me, hey, let's just be homeless for fun, unless I really, 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 really want to have a dumb way a job, which would be like saying, hey, I'm homeless, which if I was intentionally, okay, I guess I could see that, but like, even then, that's kind of cruel. Anyways. Um, so, I've, I've thought about this, and the more I think about it is, oh, stop a cow. Oh my god, please stop. Please stop running. Oh my god. Um, what is the point of living in an area that... Oh, okay, I should word it this way. When you live in a house, you want to live in an area that has the right style around you. You don't want to live in an area that has snow if you're allergic or you don't like it. Now, allergic was just like an extreme example. Obviously, most people are not allergic, so if you hate snow or you hate the cold, you don't want to live there. So my thought is, I want to answer this question on video. Why? I guess I just want to. Which season is the best? And actually, I'm gonna do this mainly just so that people can get an idea of like what season, generally speaking, could be the best. Technically speaking, I'm never going to be correct for everyone, but I'm going to try to come up with a general season that everyone likes, and then try to think of a place in the world that exists that has that season every season, like, if that makes sense, like has a temperature of one of the seasons we know. Now, here's the thing, the problem is that we all live in different areas, right? Everyone lives in different areas. So if you live in a different area than me, your seasons are going to be more drastic or less drastic compared to where you live, which is why I'm not going to say winter is guaranteed snow or anything, or fall is never cold, because that's not something that actually happens. But I'm saying random things just because to show an example, like, hey, that's not going to happen. So the first thing we need to look at is, obviously, I think I've always kind of thought that in between temperature is the best. Now, why is that the best? Well, and it's kind of obvious, I think, for most people agree with me to probably do. The thing is, with the in between the temperature, is that there's no, oh, I'm cold, I'm shivering, or there's no, oh, I'm so sweaty, I'm hot, because you're in between. And I mean, okay, it kind of sounds dumb at first, because then the problem with warm places on Earth mainly is they tend to have hurricanes, if you really think about it. Like Florida, it's usually got hurricanes most of the time, I think of it. Okay, I'll just trade with you. Boom. Trade. Oh my god. Fine. Oh, that's raw pork chops. I'm dumb. Okay. Alright, anyway. So obviously warm. Wait, now that I think about it, this has nothing to do with seasons. Okay, let's just exclude seasons. Exclusion is acceptable in this case. Okay. So I'm trying to think, because like this is getting actually complicated now that I think about it. Okay. Hey there, buddy. There we go. I know that creeper's out there. Okay, I'm fine. Alright. So we have, things. We have hide, okay, whatever, leather. To make item frames. And then we can put things in each chest. I'm gonna start with the basics, such as dirt and cobblestone. Just because that's easy. Easy and basic. Okay, actually, I have a better idea. Okay. Anyway, so the more I'm thinking about this, is starting to get a weirder conversation. So I'm gonna kind of stop, because I actually don't know what I'm gonna say anymore. Like, I kind of don't know. Um, which I know, annoying. Well, I'm gonna try to answer still, but just so you know, like, I actually have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm just trying to figure this out now, because I have no idea. So, just a warning in advance, warning. Okay, there. Bang, bang, bong. Okay, so the question really is where am I gonna live, or where would the average person want to live? Because it's obviously okay. Excluding the whole like money aspect and the whole entire like what does the property actually look like? We're talking about like just the actual place itself. And why is this important? Because this literally is one of the like it's almost as important as deciding where you live in Minecraft. Like once you settle there, you don't want to just move unless of course there's like a reason that would fit. But most of the times you don't want to move if you live there, especially once you start paying off the house. So the thing is that you want to live in an area that you would enjoy. It has a community that's perfect. Now, I don't know any communities except for the one I live in or part of. So the problem with that is I can't be like, hey, live in Florida, because, it's... No, I can't say, like, live in Europe or live in London because it has the best community. Or or live in Sweden because it has the Minecraft developers. No, I'm not going to say that. Because it, doesn't make sense because I don't even know. I would be talking out of my face if that makes any sense. Like, I would just be saying words. Like, I have no idea about any of that stuff. You might be asking yourself, I'm just going to go off topic for a second. Why are you putting a dirt chest when you have a dirt chest near your mine? Because I find that it's kind of annoying now, especially after I've done it so many times, to just kind of travel back and forth between cobblestone chest, dirt chest, especially if I need it. What if I run out of dirt and I'm trying to flatten out my area behind my house or something? What if I need to put away dirt? Like, hey, I have a dirt chest. Actually, putting away is not the issue, but actually it is, but yeah, okay, whatever. And with that, what if I need cobblestone? I don't want to have to run all the way over here. I know, lazy, right? Okay, whatever. Anyway, the point is that I'm excluding communities and all that stuff from my ideas, and I'm just going based off the climate and, like, the environment. So, the obvious things is you want to go in the qualifying things for this idea I have is that the average American guaranteed does not want to live by themselves. Why do I say this? Because if they live by themselves in the middle of nowhere, you're basically by yourself, which basically means you have to get everything for yourself. And you could argue, oh, but you could drive out to the local store. Wait, no, you're by yourself. There is no local store. You can't go to the airport to visit your friends. You're more likely not going to even have roads if you're by yourself, right? So everything you do is based off of just living in the wild, basically. And it's more survival situation. But assuming that's not what the average American wants, I'm going to go more into like a hey kind of thing, like an average place, an average town that has, a shop, a place to get food, a place to eat, lights, the road, cars, maybe. Anyways, the point is that I think that most people would want to live in a climate that will have no natural disasters. They're a big deal, such as, an earthquake, earthquakes that are actually serious, or like a hurricane that could happen all the time. I think the reason why a lot of people do live in areas that have that, though, is because it's impossible not to find a place where it could have risk. Because if you really think about it, that's so very unlikely. You might live in an area that's very unlikely to have risk, but it still can. I mean, you never know when a severe weather can happen, and that's something I consider. But the big things is the reason why most people live in areas that, like Florida, that could have hurricanes, and people are aware of it, is because oh. Chick-fil-A levels. No, it's a level 7. No, only level 7s. Okay. Might have overreacted that, but whatever. Oh, I messed this one. No, I messed this one. Okay. So anyway, back to my conversation, which is... The point really is just like, hey... Oh, I want to burp. That is not the point. Okay. The point is that people go to areas with higher risk because that usually are the places that have the better climate overall. And what I mean by climate is just like, there's not that much issues of like, hey, it's really cold or it's really hot. It's kind of just like, hey, it's a nice place. But obviously because of the risk, I think that I'm just guessing that most people probably don't want to live there. Also, because those places are known and they usually are tourist attractions, you know, think again of Florida. Most people know what Florida is, and if you don't, it's a state. And it's a state in America. If you don't know what that means, you probably should go to social studies class or something. Actually, no, because if you live in Europe, that's not... Okay, never mind. No, if you don't know what a state is in America, then just research it. I don't know. Okay, I guess I could tell you. I mean, it's just basically like it is a thing. It's like a miniature version of a country inside of a country. So it's not an actual country, but like it's kind of acts like one. It has its own like mayor or something. I'm at this point I don't know, but I'm just trying to give an example because, you know, okay, whatever. Okay, anyway, so the point is, state Florida is very known as a tourist attraction because not only is it's good weather, but it's also got, you know, it's been built on, and that also means things are more expensive. So the average American does not want to live in a place, or can't, or doesn't live in an area that is perfect. Okay, it's not perfect, but an area that is really good. And you could argue, oh, but, you know, in Florida there's hurricanes, so that's why it's not good. And yes. And that's the kind of, yeah, okay. So, the thing is that I think the whole point of this conversation is you need to, if you are going to find a house that you're going to live in, I think you're gonna want. I'm just thinking. Okay, don't blame me already. Okay. I believe. Don't quote me on this, but I believe that you should live in an area that is inland, because if you really think about it, when you're more in the land, well, you're less likely to get the big biggies. Yes, earthquakes and tornadoes, but are they really as annoying as hurricanes? Now, no one can say anything like. Thing is, I can't say, oh, tornadoes are less devastating than hurricanes, because it really depends on what you're comparing. If you're comparing the max level tornado to the weakest hurricane, like, you know, okay, that's just obviously going to be a big difference. One's going to be weaker than the other. So anyway, the point of this conversation is you should find an area that's more inland because you're less likely to have issues. But, oh, and also live away from the equator. And you might be like, wait, what? Equator? Really? Why would I not live there? Because that's usually where the ocean is. And also that's usually where it is warm, which basically means, hey, there's hurricanes. And also, if you really think about the ocean, causes so many issues. You're going to have lots of unique creatures. Okay, big deal. That's not the biggest deal. It's tsunamis. You know, you got hurricanes. Oh, and also, oh, guess what? What if the winds get too high mileage? Boom, now you're flooded. Okay, so like, you really gotta think of that. That's why you gotta live more inland, because you're less likely to get those biggies that could actually cause issues. Flooding could destroy your home. Flooding can cause mold, you know, all that stuff. And do you really want that? Well, I would hope that you'd say no, but some people might say yes. And you think about tsunami, boom, you lost everything. Obviously, again, you can't live in an area that has nothing wrong with it, so just keep that in mind. But it's kind of one of those things. Just live in an area that has a balance. And that's why I'm saying live in inland, because that's usually where the balance is. And when I mean inland, I mean like like if you are on the continent of Europe, you want to live in Europe. And what I mean by that is like in the not central, like in the middle, more towards the middle of the land, rather than just sitting there and being like, oh shoot, I'm near the ocean. Also, I know, I'm well aware. I'm well aware that, yes, submarines. Okay, I know that's gonna sound dumb, but like, our disadvantages. What if, you know, another country attacks the country you're in, and you're near the ocean, and they use submarines? It's very unlikely. Why? Because there are so many places that submarines can attack in the world. Anywhere, basically. But it's just, what if, you know? Or what if, you know, a ship comes by and decides to bomb you? But ships can't bomb, so don't actually say anything. Okay, okay, anyway. So, as soon as I finish this cobblestone chest and be finished, I realized this video is kind of pointless. Why do I say that? It's because, like, I basically did nothing, but, like, at the same time, I did do something, so I don't know. I guess I'll finish the rest of this off camera, because, like, honestly, I don't think people really want to watch me, but I always say that, and then I realize, well, what if someone does? But then I also realize that there's better things to do, because, like, this, literally filling 2 chests took me, like, a whole episode, and that's a sign that, like, this could take multiple episodes, and I mean, I'm all for making lots of episodes on this playlist, but I don't want to make a bunch of useless episodes. So yeah, that's just something to think of. Okay, anyway. The point is that if you also live near an ocean, you're also near submarines, and the whole point is that, yes, I know submarines are realistic and, like, all those things, but it's something to consider. But if you live inland, you also have a chance of getting bombed, because think of it this way: if another country is attacking a country this big, such as, for example, America's attacking Europe. Now, don't, oh, you're offended? Oh, sorry. It's not actually happening. It's not real. I'm just making an example. And also, I'm pretty sure America and Europe are actually in alliance, so that would never happen. But let's just say they're doing that. And also, I know Europe is a continent, so I'm sorry, but let's just say they're attacking all of it. I don't know why. Let's just say they're all angry at every single country in Europe. So, okay. So, I think that if you were to attack a continent like Europe that's huge, you would want to bomb the middle, because the middle has all the people in it. And the thing is that you can get all the people to freak out and get out of the middle of the continent, right? And they all try to go and they spread away. But the thing is, this means that suddenly you have access to what's it called? The beaches, and then the people on the beach. So the people are closer to the beaches, which means you have basically, what's it got me think? Oh right. So you basically have access to them on the beaches by submarine warfare and navy warfare, basically. Again, unlikely that would ever happen, but that's like an idea. Just like, that's how I would attack if I was attacking. But obviously, that is absolutely cruel. Because why would you just attack people and plan your attacks based off of where people will go and evacuate? Which, okay, it's not unrealistic, but that is actually kind of not even a good idea, especially if you really, 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 really want to look good. Like, okay, that was a thought, and I realized that just, nope. Alright, fine, I will finish this last chest, because I was talking, I didn't want to stop, the grind. The grind. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, so the point is, like, if you were to get attacked, if you're supposed to get attacked, that would work. And that's why also it's a risk, again, to live in the middle of a continent. But you have to because of climate. And that was kind of the whole point. It wasn't about war, but, I've been thinking of war because, let's reface it, it's been so long since World War II, and I have a belief that World War III is happening at some point soon. And I'd rather have, I'm not saying that's guaranteed, and also I don't know who you are, but I'm just saying, like, I'd rather have people prepared and, like, knowing that's gonna happen than people going, oh my god, what do we do? But not only that, but I just feel like, also like, if with World War II, it was devastating, but, like, if World War III ever happened, it would be horrible. Because the technology's so advanced. But that's also why I think it's going to happen, because really, if you think about it, we really haven't had war in a long time, and there's a really good reason. I'd imagine there's going to be a good reason sometime in the future. And yes, I know it doesn't mean like, oh, every single continent / country is basically in war, but which again is kind of hard to get to happen because it's like really difficult, I'm just assuming, just because that means every country has to agree, every major continent has to want to go to war, and that's hard because some of the continents such as America and Europe are like overseas, and Europe has a bunch of countries that are all next to each other, so they would all attack. But would America want to get involved in that, for example, because they're overseas, so it would be a lot more difficult. But at the same time, it depends on what Europe did. Some of the countries in Europe did to America. What if they threatened them or something? Okay, the point is, okay, this is, this is going weird, but the point is like, hey, I only know the countries Europe and America, so just remember that. They're not countries. Okay. I offended someone, probably. They're probably like, oh my god, Europe is not a country, and I'm just like, oops. Okay, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. I know this is a random video, but it's actually nice talking about something, because I was not planning to talk about that, but anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, subscribe, it's free, LOL. Bye.